Howdy, YouTube. We're here with MandJTV, the best Pokemon no one uses. I'll be the judge of that. You don't know what I use, Manj. All right, let's hop in this. If you like him, it's MandJTV, Pokemon specialist.
Pokemon out there that you missed. I found
You don't know
6
that.
powerful Pokemon that most people...
Okay, there's 6. What are the odds at least one of these I use? Okay, I feel pretty good about it. I don't know if the auras around the balls matter for anything. I'm going to say it's going to be normal, ice, psychic, grass or bug, ghost, and then normal again. 2 normals. Okay, as a person who does teams of almost entirely normal types, guess what? I'll probably use these. Guarantee you.
People have never used on their playthrough team because they're hard to find, unpopular, or outshined by something more famous. I tried to order them such that as the video goes on, the Pokemon will get more powerful, but less used.
Oh, that's an interesting setup. More powerful, but less used?
And the last one especially, it's so good, but I'm extremely confident that almost none of you have used it.
You don't know my life.
Normal-type Pokemon are all...
Freaking love normal types. As my favorite type, I have been a gym leader and an Elite Four at many a convention where I ran the normal team. And let me tell you right now, I used all 3 of these on the screen right now.
often overlooked on playthrough.
And my Stoutland, black and white, soloed the entire Elite Four with the Stoutland.
Teams
Didn't mean to, wasn't planning to, but after I soloed the first person, I was like, oh, let's see if I can do the entire Elite Four with Stoutland.
due to their inability to deal stab super effective damage.
Doesn't matter. It does not matter with a normal type.
I'm certainly guilty of passing over them. Across all of my first ever playthrough
That's because you're a chump. Go Team Sky.
of a game teams, I've used a pure normal type just once.
Okay. Oh, this is such a basic team for Kanto. Holy crap. Okay. Let's see. Well, he really likes legendaries. Holy crap. Sizor, can't complain about that. Definitely Sizor. Oh, this would have to be after it gets the other evolution. So this can't be like gold and silver. It has to be like heart gold, soul silver. Let's see. Oh, God, he is such a basic girl. Basic white girl over here. Look at this. Heliolisk. That's my boy. That's a normal type, though. He did the normal type there. That's a normal type. This, I think, is also... No, I'm thinking Sawsbuck. Never mind. You know, honestly, Floatzel. I'm kind of surprised anyone ever used a Floatzel. I watched his... Didn't I watch it? No, this was the Game Grumps, and there's Nuzlocke used that. Okay, well, he has one other normal type over here. Respect.
In yellow. And I only did that because I knew it was really good in Gen 1
It is really broken. Crits are based on speed, and Tauros is one of the fastest ones in the game.
specifically thanks to the crit mechanics. But there is an exceptional pure normal type lurking in the Unova region.
Pure normal. Okay, Kangaskhan, pure normal, fantastic. Chansey. No, oh wait, no, hold on. Unova. Well, besides Stoutland? What's a good pure normal besides Stoutland? Not Audino. No, Audino sucks. I gotta be honest with you guys. I don't play black and white. I played it like the one time, and I might have restarted it once. But dude, I have not played it in like over a decade, like 2 decades probably. I've only played through the game 1 daggum time. I want to restart all the games, especially with bank going down. So that's going to be on my list of games to restart. But I also want to do a Nuzlocke in it. But I don't know how long it's going to take me to get into the Nuzlocke because I haven't even done my first one yet. And I want to start with Fire Red, Leaf Green until I can get my feet wet.
One that I, and I'm sure many others, skipped over because it was...
It's not Patrat, right? If it's Stoutland, amen. Freaking men. I get it. I'm a Stoutland enjoyer.
It's a pure normal type. And we were wrong to do so. That Pokemon is Chinchino.
Oh, no. Okay. I get it. Skill Link Chinchino, amen. 100%. Skill Link Chinchino is nasty, especially if you give it like a metronome, because you're going to hit that move 5 times, it's going to get stronger. And if you keep using that move, it's going to get stronger, and it's going to get stronger all 5 times you hit it. God, Skill Link Metronome Chinchino. Also, you can give it like a Silk Scarf or Life Orb. Honestly, there's a ton of things you can give it.
I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce the name, because it's Chinchilla.
Yeah, it gets like Tail Slap, I think it is, that it does it multiple times, and then like I feel like Rock Blast. Dude, if there's a Skill Link Pokemon, I use the Skill Link Pokemon. I love Skill Link on Pokemon. It's just so much fun to be so annoying with it. I think it also gets Technician, but I don't use Technician. I prefer the Skill Link.
You'd think there'd be a CH in
Especially if you give it Metronome, Skill Link is just so overpowered.
there, but is apparently Italian. On Unova's Route 5, just west of Nimbasa City, you can catch Minchino. This cute little
God, I forgot how good black and white looks, man. It's just so pretty.
chinchilla thing. It evolves into Chinchino using a shiny stone, which you won't have to wait long to get. You can obtain it on the next route in all of the Unova games.
Dang, okay.
Now, Chinchino's base stat total is only 470, not horrible, but lower than a lot of other strong Pokemon. Its attack is 95, solid, and it's super fast.
Unnecessary. When you're using Skill Link, that attack is, it's just so good.
With a speed
Because it's about to hit 5 daggum times and nothing you can do about that.
of 115. But what makes Chinchino exceptional is its abilities.
Yeah.
Paired with its kind of signature move, Tail Slap. Tail
Yeah, Tail Slap, let's freaking go.
Slap is a 2 to 5 hit move with 25 power and 85 accuracy. I don't love the accuracy.
Yeah, I think Rock Blast, and then there was like a third one, but I can't remember what it is. Because every time I think Skill Link, I think like Icicle Spear from Cloyster.
It's not 100% accurate, it's 50% accurate. But as I understand it, it does not function like Triple Axle, where it does an accuracy check for each hit. If you pass the one check, you get the 2 to 5 hits. By the way, the wide lens is also obtainable pre-league in most of the Unova games, and that helps. Each hit is only 25 power. Bad. But Chinchino gets the stab boost, and more crucially, the ability Technician, which gives a 50% boost to moves with a base power of 60.
Don't give it Technician. Give it Skill Link.
60 or less. That means each Tail Slap hit with Stab and Technician is actually 56.25 power. So if you hit 5 times, the total power is over 280. Stronger than Explosion.
Yeah, boy!
But that's not your only way to use Chinchino.
No, it
If
ain't.
You're playing the sequels. In Black 2 and White 2, when you first arrive on Route 5, Bianca will guide you to a hidden grotto, where you'll have a guaranteed
Hidden
encounter with a Minchino. It has its hidden ability, Skill Link, which guarantees max.
I tell you right now, whenever we play through this game, I'll be getting that. I'll be using it. Also, maybe for the Nuzlocke, if I don't catch something else here first.
Hits for any multi-hit move. This includes Tail Slap, meaning 5 hits.
Did he name his Eevee Lucario?
Move. This
Yep.
includes Tail
Yep,
Slap,
he did.
meaning 5 hits every time, assuming it doesn't miss, and thus 125 power. 187.5 after the stab boost. That's lower than the Technician version's max power, but you're guaranteed the 187.5 every time if you hit.
Which is the most important part.
Additionally, if you take your Chinchino to the move reminder at the Pokemon World Tournament, you can teach it both Bullet Seed and Rock
Oh,
Blast.
right, that's it. The Bullet Seed was the other one. Great coverage. Look at this. Great coverage. And 100% accuracy.
2 more moves that can hit 5 times and thus be 125 power. These moves also benefit from Technician, by the way, so you could also use them in Black and White.
Skill Link. I mean, yeah, if you're playing Black and White and you can't get the Skill Link, Technician is also pretty nasty.
The move reminder's just a little bit later in Mistralton City. In summation, whether you go with Technician or Skill Link, Chinchino is a deceptively strong Pokemon that can dole out a ton of damage, even though it's just a pure normal type.
Whoa. Okay. You tell just a pure normal type to Whitney and her Miltank. You tell that to Norman and his Slackings. Pure normal are beasts for a reason.
Prior to the removal of HMs, a Flyer, a Pokemon that could learn the move Fly, was absolutely necessary. I've done playthroughs of older games without a Flyer in my party, and
Not
it's
fun.
horrible.
It's pretty bad, yeah.
Especially with how much backtracking you do in these games. In the Kanto games, there are several famous Flyers that are...
Let me tell you right now, if it's far-fetched, before, like 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't have believed you, but 2 weeks ago, I didn't have far-fetched on my team. Then I fought Sabrina in Fire Red Leaf Green, Swords Danced, and then swept her team with a far-fetched.
are widely used. First is Charizard. Second
That is the easiest I've ever beat Sabrina in any of the games, to be honest.
is Pidgeot, the most famous bird from Kanto. It's early and easy to get, but not great.
It's not.
More on
It's
that in
really
my
not.
Worst Pokemon.
Flying type was like physical, and it's a special attacker more. And honestly, it doesn't learn any flying type moves early enough for it to really matter.
Everyone uses video. Then there's Fearow, equally early and better than Pidgeot in my...
fantastic. Grab a Spearow if you can. Turn it into Fearow. You will not regret it. Although you're probably going to end up replacing it later with one of the legendary birds, which is frankly just all right. That's okay. That's nothing wrong with that.
Opinion. And then, of course, there are the legendary birds.
Yeah.
And of these, Zapdos seems to be the most widely used. It's the earliest of the three and the easiest to get to, and with electric flying for its typing only giving it 2 weaknesses.
Okay, he's doing normal, and we're talking about flyers, so it can only be Farfetch'd or Dodrio, and knowing his love for Dodrio, it's probably going to be Dodrio, because I feel like I've heard him glaze Dodrio before.
I think it's the best one. But there is another flyer. Overlooked.
There's multiple other flyers. Don't let him confuse you.
Due to its awkward placement in the game progression, and
it's because it's kind of late in the game. Unless you just run down there before you start fighting a whole bunch of things. You could technically get it after, like, 2 gyms, I think.
well, the fact that it doesn't have wings. That Pokemon is Dodrio. This seemingly flightless bird can indeed fly. It's obviously not as strong as the
yeah, technically it says poor flyer in the dex, I think. But poor means it can.
legendaries, but if you don't want to use those, it's better than Pidgeot and Fearow. Doduo evolves into Dodrio at level 31.
Really? That early? I never used Dodrio. Usually I have something else just flying for me by that point. But I did not realize it was that early.
Higher than Fearow, but quite a bit lower than Pidgeotto into Pidgeot. In Gens 1 through 3, Dodrio has 110 attack.
Yeah, usually I have a Charizard, but this time I didn't want to give Fly to my Charizard, and I was planning on using Articuno for my Leaf Green game, just because I like Articuno.
100.
And honestly, Kanto, there's a lot of Pokemon I like, but I don't love. So it's hard for me to fill out a team with Pokemon I actually love from Kanto.
Speed. And remember, in Gen 1, higher speed, better chance to crit. But then starting in Gen 7, its speed was buffed to 110.
Boofed.
With these modern stats, it's faster and stronger than both other normal flying birds. It also gets Drill Peck, which is stronger than Fly in Gens 1 through 3, and Tri-Attack, a solid...
Yeah, but you're using it as a flying Pokemon, so why would you not just give it Fly? You can give it Fly and Drill Peck, but I feel like it's 2 strong flying moves. Probably not great.
stab move that can spread...
Tri-Attack, though. Tri-Attack.
3 different kinds of status conditions. And remember, it uses Dodrio's superior physical attack before Gen 4. And, of course, it can somehow fly you around the region. Apparently, this is how. Okay?
That's not flying, that's just running with style.
Go Team Sky! But despite all this, compared to the
Oh,
other
perfectly cut Go Team Sky.
birds, few people have used Dodrio because it comes at an awkward spot. The earliest you can get a Doduo is Route 16, upon arrival in Celadon City. It's immediately useful for fighting Erica, but by that time,
I didn't realize it was
there's a
that
high
early.
chance you have Charmeleon, Pidgeotto,
Like, I'm
or
used to, like, finding it next to Koga's gym.
Hero, and aren't looking to replace them. The legendary birds are also not that far off, so why swap out the earlier game bird for a middle game bird when the late game bird is not that far away? I should mention that Let's Go...
Probably because the
Doduo
late
a
game
little
bird's
bit
like level
later.
70.
Snorlax was scooched to the right, so now it's before the cut tree. In exchange, it's caught at a higher level now. But it's also Gen 7, HMs are gone, so you don't need a flyer if you don't want a flying type. But even with the weird timing, Dodrio is good. Maybe the next time you play through Gen 1 or 3 Kanto, consider making your flyer something that looks flightless. Haha, it is I, Grunty!
Oh, it's our boy,
And
Grunty Boy.
What are those? Oh,
Fun fact, whenever I first started watching his videos, hated Grunty Boy. It was so annoying. I always skipped the advertisements because he got on my nerves every day. Everything about him I didn't like, but he started to grow on me. Now I love GB.
these are my awesome Pokemon cards that I got on Whatnot, the sponsor of this video. You have
I've never been on Whatnot. Let me know down below if you guys have been on Whatnot. Oh my God, and a Spearow just showed up in my chat after we just finished talking about Dodo. Okay, fine. Let me know if you guys been on Whatnot. I was thinking of getting on Whatnot, maybe finding some collectibles or something. I don't know. I don't know if it's safe or not.
more than you did before. I do. It was very exciting to get them.
Oh my God, Rayquaza? I want Rayquaza. I want Rayquaza.
Yes.
Go Team Sky! Wait, no, this is cool old Gyarados. I want the Gyarados too. I also got the Gyarados. Double Team Sky!
I must confess, I resent the whole Team Sky thing. He's very annoying. Pot calling the kettle black. Whatnot is
Ow! 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 That man makes you money. What are you doing?
the #1 live stream shopping app where you can buy, sell, or auction products from tons of different categories.
I don't really want any of these categories though. Arts and handmade, maybe. feel like you should be showing off video games, not
like Pokemon
beauty and
cards,
jewelry?
sports cards, toys, Lego, Funko Pops, electronics, tools, coins, and so much more. Even snacks, candy, meat, and seafood.
Oh yes, I love Whatnot. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's a much more fun way to shop than how I usually do.
Which is robbery.
Which is robbery.
Sign up for Whatnot today and get
They know each other so well. Best friends.
$15 off your first purchase by scanning the QR code on screen or using my link in the description below. That credit could get you a really cool Pokemon card for
My Santa kinda don't want none unless you what not, hun?
free. I watched someone win this pretty Sandaconda card
Missed
for only
opportunity.
$4.
A pretty ground type? Tuh, and I thought you were Team Sky.
The divide there is a bit more nebulous than yours and mine.
What? What are you talking about?
He's breaking that fourth wall. No, stop it, stop it.
Ooh, I'm getting a fourth wall headache. I have to go. Ta-ta.
If you've watched enough of my
What does a fourth wall headache feel like?
videos in the last, I don't know, 6 years,
And
you
we're
know
gonna
that
watch
psychic
all
type
of them.
Pokemon are very strong in Kanto. So
A freaking min. But hold on. He's talking about psychic types that are rarely used. My top two choices would be Mr. Mime and Jinx. I don't want to say Slowbro, because I use Slowbro every time I play Gen 1. Well, it depends. If I'm playing Fire Red, he's not in that. And that sucks. I hate it. I'm going to say Mr. Mime and Jinx. Probably Jinx, because Mr. Mime's a little bit easier to get as long as you grab an Abra, Gabra and Abra. And you can just go through Diglett Tunnel, which most people do anyway. Because I think like there's an aide on the other side who gives you something. I think it's Flash. So you're over there anyway. So Mr. Mime, I'm going to say Jinx, because Jinx is a lot more annoying to get. I know, because I use it every time I play. Jinx is one of my top 10 favorite Pokemon.
because I've talked about it so much, I'm going to make this explanation fast. Psychic was completely overpowered in Gen 1 because Dark didn't exist. It was immune to Ghost instead of weak to it. Bug had weak Pokemon and weak moves, and Special
Other
was one
truth.
stat, meaning the hard hitters could also tank hits.
Words and
As time went
truth.
on, these things changed, and Psychic is now nowhere close to overpowered, but even as late as Gen 7, Psychic is still the best type in Kanto, because while there are Dark-type moves, there aren't Dark-type Pokemon, and the only Ghost line is still weak to Psychic. Whew, okay. Because of Psychic's strength, it should come as no surprise that Kanto's best Psychic Pokemon, and one of the best just team members in general, is Alakazam. Extremely famous
Honestly, yeah, pretty daggum overpowered no matter which Kanto game you're playing.
and widely used.
Honestly, not even just Kanto game. Any game Abra is in, if you grab yourself an Abra, manage to get it to an Alakazam, you're good. You're just good for the rest of the game.
120 speed, 135 special attack, which is also its special defense in Gen 1. You outspeed, you Psychic, and something dies. However, Alakazam has a limitation. It's a trade evolution. If you dig out your old cartridges today, you might struggle
He had to whip those out.
to find someone who can help you evolve.
I can whip
your
mine
Kadabra.
out too.
Now, Kadabra isn't itself terrible. 105 speed, 120 special attack,
I mean, that's basically the same thing as an Alakazam. Jesus Christ.
so it's still quite solid. But what if I told you there was something better? Not as good as Alakazam, but a step up from Kadabra. It's just that no one uses it because no one likes it.
I like it because I know he's about to say Jinx. Mr. Mime is not a step up from Kadabra. I can tell you that right now. It's got some good move coverage because I frequently like to use it too. But he's talking about Jinx. If it's a step up from Kadabra, it's Jinx.
That Pokemon is Jinx.
That's my girl. Let's go.
In English versions of the Gens 1 and 3 Kanto games, the only way to obtain Jinx is from an in-game trade in Cerulean City in exchange for a Poliwhirl.
Every daggum time. As soon as I get that super rod down near Koga, boom. Boom. It is on. It is on like Diddy Kong.
When you first arrive in Cerulean, you cannot do this trade. Poliwag and Poliwhirl require the Good and Super Rod respectively. Unobtainable until you can get past the Snorlax.
I get the super rod so I can get the higher level Poliwhirl so I can trade that. I mean, I'm fine getting it with the good rod, but like they're basically going to be got around the exact same time for me.
Even if Jinx was a popular Pokemon, the location of this trade is a big reason that people don't use it. Because a lot of trades, you show up and you do the trade and then you keep going. But here you have to remember to come back later after a point when there's no longer any incentive to return to Cerulean City. The Super
Unless you're going for the Jinx. I'm just saying.
Rod is actually obtained earlier than the Good Rod if you head toward Fuchsia from the eastern side. The Good Rod is in Fuchsia itself,
Which I always do.
while the Super Rod is in this house on Route 12.
Which you like if you go down that way, you pass it and get the good rod immediately.
Then you can fish up a Poliwhirl somewhere between levels 20 and 30 and immediately trade it for a Jinx of the same level.
Which I do.
And this Jinx is pretty darn good. 95 speed, 95 special in Gen 1, buffed to 115 special attack in Gen 3. Quite strong. Its bulk is terrible, but
Yeah, but it's so fast, it doesn't really matter, and it hits so hard. Like, it's crazy. And also, it has the ice type, which means you're about to dust some dragons with that sucker. Lance, better watch out.
better than Kadabra's and about the same as Alakazam's. That applies to all Jinx, though, whereas this one is an in-game trade Pokemon, and thus
And that means it's going to get more experience and level up faster.
gets boosted experience, extra helpful before the days of the universal experience share. That also means you can get it to its Ice Punch level relatively quickly if it's not already there. And remember, all ice moves are special in Gens 1 and 3, so this is using Jinx's special attack. You can even replace it with Ice Beam if you want.
Which I do.
It's cheap in the department store in Gen 1, expensive in the game corner in Gen 3. And I want to really emphasize its Ice type here, because as a Psychic type, it's just a bit better than Kadabra, but Kadabra's not an Ice type. And having an Ice type in Kanto is really useful, but hard to find. If you
That's true. There's not a whole lot of ice types in there. And the ones you can get, like Dugong, not great.
do this trade ASAP, it's the earliest Ice type, since getting Lapras requires beating your high-level rival. Plus, other than Articuno, Jinx is the only Ice type in Kanto that is not also a Water type. So feel free to use it alongside.
I forgot about Cloyster, even though we just talked about him with Steel Link. I never use Cloyster in the Kanto games. Usually use it for, like, competitive stuff. I don't play competitive. I just like to breed competitive Pokemon.
Your Blastoise. If you prioritize this trade, you can use Jinx's Ice power for Erika immediately, then Giovanni and Lance later. As
Trust me. I'm planning to. I've only got to Blaine's. I got invited to Sevi Islands, and then I had to save and quit, and I restarted Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. I do plan on finishing Leaf Green, though, especially since they're going to close Pokemon Bank next year. I got to do all the special stuff.
for its Psychic side, it weirdly doesn't learn any Psychic attacks by level up
That's all right. You can just get the Psychic TM. Bam. You're good.
in neither Gen 1 nor Gen 3, which is weird. Why were the early Gen level up movesets so atrocious? But thankfully, the Psychic TM is easily accessible for
Yeah, it
Mr.
is.
Psychic in Saffron. And the only prerequisite is getting the T in Celadon to gain access to the city. Then your Jinx can hammer down Koga, Bruno, and the thousands of poison types in Kanto. As for Gen 7, it's still solid, but it doesn't make as much sense. The in-game trade is gone. They're now all exclusively for Alola forms, some of which are ice types themselves, and Jinx is only found in the Seafoam Islands around level 40. Not a terrible Pokemon, but rather than right after Snorlax, you're gonna have to go a ways past
Yeah, at that point, if you're in the Seafoam Islands, just grab Articuno.
Snorlax to get it. Plus, with fairy types to help with Lance and the available Alola form trades, it isn't as uniquely helpful as before. In Gens 1 and 3, though, it's a good Pokemon, if you don't mind using something unpopular. This next entry will discuss 2 Pokemon, which
Ooh.
might seem weird, but it fits because they were 1 Pokemon.
What? 2 Pokemon that were 1 Pokemon? Is it... I don't think it's Kyurem. I feel like you use legendaries.
And now they're 2. In most games, early game bug Pokemon are intentionally and
Bug that was 1 and now it's 2? Oh, is it Ninjask and Shedinja?
infamously weak. They evolve early, but with the low base stat totals of the final forms, they often struggle to keep up as the Pokemon around them get stronger. This is true in Hoenn. Beautifly, Dustox, and Masquerain do have their
Yep, Hoenn. It's got to be Ninjask and Shedinja.
applications, mainly statuses or intimidate, but there are better team options for these roles as you go along. Thus, while some people have used
And also, Masquerain is just a huge middle finger. We could have the first water bug. It's Masquerain, and it evolves from a water bug. It doesn't make any sense.
them, not many use them all the way. But there is another early game Hoenn bug that, if you put in the work, can be absolutely insane for the rest of the game, in ways that are different than usual. On Route 116 east of Rustboro,
Yeah, Shedinja and Ninjask. I have never actually used either one of them all the way through a game. I like bug Pokemon, and I usually try to have one on my team, especially if there's like a Caterpie early in a game. I am absolutely using a Butterfree for that game. But Ninjask and Shedinja, I don't know. It doesn't feel good using them. Like, Ninjask, absolutely. It has, like, is it Speed Boost? And then you can get, like, Fury Cutter. I wouldn't recommend that, though. If anything, you'd want a Baton Pass if you're actually playing through the game. I don't know, man. I still don't feel... I don't want to use an entire Pokemon slot for setting up another Pokemon.
You can find Nincada. Now, I want to be clear. Nincada sucks.
It does.
Until it evolves, its best move is Scratch, using its pathetic 45 base attack.
It evolves at like 20 though, so that's pretty early.
Now, it does get Leech Life, which today is 80 power, but the Hoenn games are before the Gen 7 buff, meaning it's only 20. Just 30 with the stab.
I forgot it was so low. Why do they hate early years of bugs?
Leveling up an Nincada to evolution is much like trying to do that for a Magikarp.
Yeah, but you gotta like, oh yeah, 20 of course, but also you gotta make sure you have an empty slot in your party for the Shedinja.
It's not as bad, it's a little bit stronger, but still, because of this effort alone, most people will pass on its evolutions. But if you put in the work and get it to level 20 and have an empty party slot and an extra Pokeball, Nincada becomes 2 great.
Oh, you have to have an extra Pokeball also? I did not know that. I've never paid attention to that. I assume you just automatically got it.
Pokemon, Ninjask and Shedinja.
What if your only free Pokeball in your bag was a Master Ball? Would it immediately use the Master Ball?
I'm gonna cover Shedinja first because the reason it's good is better known. It's immune to most damage. Its signature ability, Wonder Guard, means it cannot be harmed by any attack that is not super effective, meaning no damage from all but 5 types. In exchange, it only has
Fire, Flying, yeah, Rock, Ghost, Ghost, and Dark. Dark I don't think is a problem whenever you're playing in a Hoenn game.
1 HP. But if the enemy Pokemon has none of those moves, nor a way to deal indirect damage like Sandstorm, Confusion, Rough Skin, or Poison, then you literally cannot lose the battle. Unless for some reason you start struggling before they do. Now, sure, in Gen 3, it won't have
That'd be
any
so
good attacks
embarrassing.
until Shadow Ball at level 38, but who cares? If you're patient, you win! Look at Watson's Emerald team. Once you get rid of his Voltorb, the rest of his Pokemon cannot damage Shedinja at all. But also, don't overlook Ninjask. At first glance, it seems good in some ways, bad in a...
Yeah, it's incredibly fast and it can hit hard. I mean, it gets Slash, so you can go like a crit build. It also gets like Double Team if you want to go for just completely hacks. But I don't like playing like that.
Others. Solid attack, one of the best speeds in all of Pokemon, horrible everything else, and horrible typing. Its attacking moveset is better in Gen 6 than Gen 3, but also not great. But Ninjask doesn't need to attack. Its ability is Speed Boost, a free plus.
Yeah, it's good if you give it Protect. You can Protect the first turn, immediate Speed Boost. You could try and Protect the second turn, or you can Swords Dance. I think it learns Swords Dance. Honestly, that's the only build I ever gave it because I had to fill in for somebody who was doing doing like bugs for one of the convention Pokemon leagues that they had. I ran a couple, but I also was in some other people's. I was always a normal type because nobody ever wanted to do normal, and I freaking love normal. But I would also fill in for other people because I spent so much time just building competitive Pokemon I never use because I don't like competitive. So I'd actually loan out my Pokemon to other people.
+1 to its speed.
Hardly got them back, but okay.
At the end of every turn. But then it also gets Double Team and Swords Dance by level up, which matters because while the level has changed game to game, it always learns Baton Pass. It swaps out for a teammate and passes.
Yeah, it's really the only way anybody ever uses it that I've ever seen. Like, I tried putting Slash on it. It was okay. I mean, if you're going to Swords Dance, you might as well try.
Along the stat changes. So you could start a battle with Ninjask, get off a nearly guaranteed double team thanks to its speed, get a speed boost, then Swords Dance turn 2, get another speed boost, then Baton Pass that into any physical...
Oh yeah, I forgot about being able to Baton Pass double team. That'd be pretty nasty.
Attacker you want, and sweep! You could even keep Ninjask out longer and boost some more, depending on how risky you're feeling, because it is very frail. The strategy is the most achievable in Gen 6 Hoenn, since it gets Baton Pass at 35, then Swords Dance at 41. In Gen 3, it gets Swords Dance much sooner, but no Baton Pass until 45. So whether you want slow and steady invincibility or fast and violent support, Nincada's evolutions are sneaky good. It's just easy to overlook early on and a pain to get it evolved, at least in the Hoenn games, hence why they don't show up on very many people's teams.
That's true.
You know how each generation has a unique technological mechanic that not many people use and thus never survives to the games after? Like the...
I'm listening. Oh my god, I missed my advance. That's the advance that I had. The classic purple one. I don't know what happened. I think my mom got rid of it or someone stole it. Like a lot of the other things that I used to have that were Pokemon, especially the games. Oh my god, I miss my original games.
E-reader in Gen 3,
Never had the e-reader, but I wouldn't mind trying to find out if we could get
or
one.
the Entralink in Dream World in Gen 5. The Gen 7 Alola games had one of these. The Q
Oh, I have the Sun and Moon demo on my 3DS still, so if you need a Battle Bond Greninja, I'm your snowman.
QR scanner. You could use the 3DS's camera to scan QR codes, any
Oh my god, I used this so freaking much back in the day.
QR code, I believe, to register a certain Pokemon as seen in your Pokedex. This is pretty lame. Like, who cares about seeing a Pokemon in your Pokedex? It matters whether you've caught it. But thankfully, there was more to it. Once you generated enough points by scanning 10 QR codes, or by scanning these 5 specific special ones that are worth double points, you can run an island scan. Running this scan will cause a specific Pokemon to spawn that you can go find and catch, most of them coming with an egg move. These Pokemon are not in the Alola Dex, but they're obtainable at any time. The only prerequisite is access to the route where they
what are
will
we
spawn.
talking here?
Therefore, you can use them on a playthrough team. However, the likelihood of you randomly stumbling upon any specific island scan Pokemon is quite low. Let me explain. Not only do you have to figure out the strange QR code feature,
I figured it out, but that was mainly because I think you could use the QR code feature to actually create Pokemon in your box. I think. I forgot how it worked. I just remember that there was a thing where like you could scan QR codes and it would just give you Pokemon in your box.
but the Pokemon that shows up for an island scan depends not only on the island you're standing on when you run the scan, but also what day of the week it is.
What?
Additionally, the specific slot...
Okay, are any of these worth it? Feel, combustion, Honed, Beedrill, Venipede, Grashta, Marshta, Gothita. I like Gothita a lot. I see that they put Gothita and Ralts together. Special move. Is these move? Wait, hold on. Wait, you can get Honedge with Destiny Bond? Okay, that's pretty nasty. Hold on. Honedge with Destiny Bond? I'd be into that. That thing would be a nightmare. Totodile with, I don't know, Metal Claw would be so good. Aqua Jet Squirtle, though. Honestly, wouldn't mind grabbing one of those for my home. I don't know if you can get Aqua Jet on a Squirtle past that. Scatterbug with Rage Powder. I don't know about Rage Powder. I'm not going to use that. Any of these? Oh, Onyx with Rototiller? Why would you give Onyx Rototiller? Like, what good is an Onyx with Rototiller? Rototiller increases the power of Grass-type moves. I know, because I used a Lopunny in Cobblemon that had Rototiller to power up my Sunflora. That's right, I make weird crap. I do not get it. Wait, you can get a Chikorita with... Hold on. I kind of want to get some of these, like Cyndaquil with Double Kick, Chikorita with Leech Seed. Gothita with Dark Pulse, although that's pretty easy. I just want to get one to play through the game with. That'd be cool. If I could figure out QR codes, I might try some of this. But does it take, like, time? Oh, the day. Okay, the day. Okay, so not every route every day. Wait, what? Okay, so both of these are sun and moon? Why is one red, why is one pink and one yellow? And why are the grass types highlighted? What is happening on this chart?
per island per day vary a lot between Sun and Moon versus the Ultra versions. If you don't know anything about Island Scan but figure it out and do it, the Pokemon you get is basically totally random. You're pulling from a huge pool. Therefore, while people have definitely used Island Scan Pokemon, they're spread very thin. So no.
Oh, there's more. Holy crap. Drain Punch Conkeldurr sounds good to me. Rotom doesn't get any special moves. Why would it? Why would we give a crap about Rotom? That boo. Boo you. Bestow. Greninja gets Bestow? For what reason? Although Emboar with Superpower, oh, that's a physical attacker. I think Superpower is special, right? You can get 2 different Swinubs with Icicle Spear. Oh, you could breed those. Get both. Rosalia with Lee Storm. I'd play with that. Monferno with Power Up Punch. I definitely want one of those also.
Specific one will have been used a ton. There is one island scan Pokemon, though, that I think is exceptional. And you can get it in all 4 Alola games.
Okay, hold on.
That
Let's see.
Pokemon is Honedge. Thus,
Of course it is. Get the Destiny Bond one, though.
eventually, Aegislash. It's the Wednesday Island
Yep, Destiny Bond. You can get Wide Guard if you want, but honestly, I prefer Destiny Bond. That would be disgusting.
scan Pokemon for Akala Island, spawning in the Akala outskirts, accessible once you've defeated the island's 3 totem Pokemon. Its egg move is Destiny Bond in Sun and Moon, Wide Guard in the Ultra games. But neither is that important. This entire line
No, but Destiny Bond would be super annoying if you put that against the money.
is just damn good. Steel
It
Ghost
really is. It really is. Steel Ghost is such a good typing. It is crazy with the resistances. And also, now you... Oh, God. Now you also get just pure immunities, too. And defensively, it is so... And it switches... Like, the whole thing was designed to be almost a perfect Pokemon. Like, the way it goes into sword stance and, like, shield stance... I forget what its abilities are, but I know the thing is just really hard to take down if you can build it right.
is incredible typing. 9 resistances and 3 immunities.
I completely forgot about poison. I was thinking normal and fighting. I'm like, I feel like there was another immunity I'm missing.
There are very few type combinations that get 3 immunities. It's Ghost paired with another type that has an immunity. Your Honedge can immediately help with Olivia's trial. Kind of. It doesn't get a steel move by level up for a while, and even though you'll have the Smart Strike TM at this point, it cannot learn it, which is so stupid.
Why not?
The user stabs the target with a sharp horn. Honedge is entirely a sharp horn.
It's not a horn. It's not a horn, though.
Honedge evolves into Doublade at level 35,
Doublade.
which hits hard, has insane defense.
Dude, I did not realize this defense was that high. That explains so freaking much.
Pretty poor everything else.
Yeah.
But you'll have the Eviolite by this point, boosting the defenses of a not fully evolved Pokemon. So you can quickly make it such that this thing is unkillable with physical moves.
By the way, you can also just drop an Assault Vest on this thing and give it all attacking moves, and you are good to go.
This helps because even though it's weak to the Totem Mimikyu's ghost moves, it can likely just tank them, then fire back with its own powerful Shadow Claw. But once you give it a Dusk Stone, Aegislash is the truly
Then you Assault Vest it if you were relying on that Eviolite.
incredible Pokemon. So good, they nerfed it. After these games, in Gen 7, it has base 100.
Which means use them in these games, dog.
150 defenses if it's in its shield form.
Really? Can you imagine that with an Assault Vest also?
Activated by simply using a status move. But then it swaps to 150 attacks if you swap to its sword form.
I didn't realize its special also went up that high when it did. I never use it.
Simply by clicking an attacking move.
I built
the
a
go-to
couple.
strategy is
I
to
never
start with
used
its
them.
signature priority move, King's Shield, protecting yourself and maybe dropping the enemy's attack if they make contact. Then next turn, you tank a hit with your sky-high defenses, and then in that same
That was... I don't know if that counts as tanking. That did a lot of damage.
turn, then swap to sword form and kill them with a super strong move. Then next turn, get back to shield form with priority King's Shield before you can take a hit, and then repeat. If you're not contending with a smart person opponent and just the NPCs, then you can basically always make it such that your Aegislash is taking hits with 150 defenses, but hitting with 150 attacks, making it effectively have a base stat total of 720, same as Arceus, but with 9 resistances and 3 immunities. It's very good.
And Weird God has no immunities.
Good and very fun to use, even if the opponent isn't weak to its stabs. And a lot of them are going to be in Alola. Ultra Necrozma, the Totem Rabombi, Olivia, and Acerola in the league. And then thanks to that Steel Ghost typing, it's great defensively in a lot more battles. For example, the Totem Kamoo's best move against it is Thunder Punch. In short, Aegislash is absolutely fantastic in
embarrassing.
Alola. You just have to island scan on Akala Island on a Wednesday. And most of you probably didn't do that. Hence why most of you probably did not use Aegislash in Alola. It's now time for the final Pokemon. Debatably the strongest.
Okay, okay. It had a normal thing around it. What is the strongest that could be normal besides Arceus? Well, type Null, maybe. I don't think he's going to say Regigigas. Is it type Null? Do you think it's type Null? Arceus, because nobody... I feel like everybody would use Arceus if they caught an Arceus. So I'm trying to think, because like everybody would use a legendary. I don't know if they would use a pseudo-legendary. But it's normal. Yeah, I'm definitely going to rule out Regigigas because while it is really good, people probably didn't use it because of its ability slow start. I don't think it'd be Regigigas.
Definitely the least used. Before I reveal it though, if you've watched this far into the video, you're probably enjoying it. And if you would like to see more of my videos, subscribing to the channel is a great
Final answer, Smirtle.
signal to the algorithm to show you more. And also, I would personally appreciate it. But now, the final Pokemon. I am extremely confident that almost none of you have legitimately used this incredible Pokemon on your
If it's a normal type, I almost definitely used it. I don't use legendary, so I don't use those though.
playthrough team. This Pokemon is Snorlax? Okay, I know this seems
I absolutely use Snorlax. It's a normal type, and he's fat, and he sleeps and eats. I identify with Snorlax.
weird because, like, of course you've used Snorlax. It's mandatory to fight one to get through all of the Kanto games, and you can
Look at
fight
him.
two.
He's a
There's
jiggly.
also a required one in X and
He's
Y.
a jiggly
It's
boy.
a prominent wanderer in Sword and Shield, and a big, scary alpha in Legends Arceus.
I like
And
they
this
put him right there at the bridge to block your way a little bit.
entire time, it's been a really good Pokemon.
It has.
Its base stat total is 540, the highest of any Pokemon I've brought up in this video. It has fantastic attack and special defense, and unreal HP. It also comes with leftovers in most of its appearances. And as I discussed, it's a pure normal type, which may seem like a detractor since no resistances and it cannot deal super effective stab damage, but it's a Snorlax. So, who cares? Physical stab Hyper Beam in Gens 1 and 3, not needing a recharge if it kills in
Oh yeah, I was about to say not needing to recharge if it was Gen 1.
Gen 1. Body Slam hits hard and reliably and might
Paralyzed. The paralyze is important.
paralyze. It has an exceptionally wide move.
Let's see. Rain Dance? It can learn Rain Dance? Wait, does it? It doesn't naturally. TMs. I was about to say, there's no way it naturally learns Rain
pool.
Dance.
And Belly Drum. Belly Drum. I love Belly Drum.
And to be fair, Snorlax, I feel like would have the best belly to drum.
That was cringe.
That wasn't cringe. That was adorable.
Cut your HP, max your attack, tank a hit no problem because you're a freaking Snorlax, then heal with potions or leftovers and sweep. I did just that in my video where I beat
Bro.
Fire Red using only normal moves. In short, Snorlax is super strong, but it's also incredibly iconic. One of the most famous
Oh my god,
of
so much
all of
Snorlax
them.
stuff.
How could it possibly be the least used Pokemon in this video? Well, that's because I'm talking
Is it Gen 4 where you cannot find a Munchlax for your own dadgum life?
specifically about Snorlax in Sinnoh.
Gen 4. Yeah, that's because Munchlax has, I have no idea what the odds are. I feel like it's like 1%, 2%, something stupidly low, like World of Warcraft mount drop low. Because I never even bothered trying to get it. I just had somebody trade it to me.
Where obtaining one is so absurdly difficult and time-consuming that not only have I never used a Snorlax on a Sinnoh playthrough team, but I've never obtained one at all.
Fair. Fair, true, and valid.
Snorlax is in the Sinnoh decks, even the more limited Diamond and Pearl one. Your rival has one on his final team before the league. But unique to Sinnoh is that the only way to obtain Snorlax is to catch
Honey trees.
Munchlax and then evolve it. And the only way to get Munchlax is the honey trees. There are 20
Which is honestly just pure evil. To if you know, you know. See all these trees? Not all of them can have Munchlax. Only some of them can have Munchlax, and you'll never know which one until you try. And since it only has World of Warcraft drop rates, you're probably never gonna find out.
21 yellow trees speckled around the region.
Although I think there's like a generator online where you can put like your name or your trainer ID, or it was something that could tell you which trees it's in.
And by slathering honey on one of them, a Pokemon can appear. 6 real-life hours later, changing the
I forgot about the 6-hour limit. Holy crap.
DS clock doesn't work. It's 6 real-world hours no matter what, and if you forget about it and come back more than 24 hours later, whatever spawned is gone. 6 hours for one encounter. And in fact, there's a 10% chance that nothing shows up at all. And the chance for that
Wait, there's a 10% chance nothing shows up? I didn't even know that. Like, I don't hunt honey trees. It's just completely useless. Like, when I'm playing through the game, like, naturally, from time to time, I restart the game. I don't get very far because Gen 4 is my least favorite generation. It is so boring, and I get so bored out of my mind I quit playing it. But, like, while I'm there, I'll slather some honey on some trees that I'll be around, and then I'll save, and I'll come back the next day because kind of the next day or later on, depending on what time it is. Like if I feel like I'm about to go to bed or something like that, I'll slather some honey on some trees and be like, when I pop on tomorrow, I'll check the tree just in case.
That spawned Pokemon to be Munchlax is 0% on most trees. There are 21 in total, but 17 will never
Oh, I was about to say, I thought he was going to say 17 can spawn it. And I was like, that's really good odds. That's a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
spawn Munchlax, meaning there are just 4
That is much worse than I thought it was going to be.
Munchlax trees. Which ones? Well, I don't know. They're different in every save file. Your Munchlax trees are determined by your trainer ID and secret ID, both of which are randomized at the start of each game. Your trainer
Secret
ID
ID?
is plain to
What?
see on your trainer card, but you cannot see your secret ID. The best
What's the point of the secret ID in this game other than the trees? I don't understand.
way to figure it out without dumping your save data is to plug the IVs of one of your shiny Pokemon into an online calculator.
You have to get a shiny Pokemon?
If you have one of these early in a Sinnoh playthrough, congratulations. Most of you will not, thankfully.
Fun fact, whenever I played BDSP, one of the few good parts about that game, when I was going through that first forest with that very, very pretty lady, I found a shiny Dustox.
There are online calculators that can figure out 2 of your Munchlax trees with just your visible trainer ID. It's easier than figuring out your secret ID, but it still stinks because you only get half as many encounters. And you're gonna want as many encounters as possible because even on the Munchlax trees, the chance for the spawned Pokemon to be a Munchlax is 1%.
Okay, yeah, World of Warcraft Mount Drop Race. That's like Invincible in ICC.
6
And that took me years to get. I recently got it last year.
hours per encounter on 4 trees, or maybe just 2, and it's 1%. That means it takes an average of 100 attempts to get a Munchlax. Even if you somehow know.
I know that there was at least one person I saw a video on, like last year or the year before that, where someone shiny hunted this Munchlax, and I do not envy that person at all.
All 4 trees and slather them all with honey at once. That's 25 checks, 6 hours each, 150 hours. That's nearly a week. And that's just the average. Half the time, yeah, it'll take less. Half the time, it'll take longer. Plus, if you want to use it on your playthrough team and you aren't just trying to find it to complete the Pokedex, then you want it as early as possible. If your Munchlax trees are in locations that you can't even reach yet, then you're just out of luck. This might be the most insane and cruel way to have to obtain a Pokemon in the entire game series.
I gotta
And it's
say so,
for a
yeah.
regional Dex Pokemon. Not even like a late post-game legendary. It's absurd. Munchlax in Sinnoh is like the rarest Pokemon of all of them. Thankfully, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl did a good thing. And in addition to the trees, made Munchlax
They did one good thing. One.
obtainable in the Grand Underground once you have Defog. So you might have had a Snorlax in the remakes. But in Gen 4, no shot. To complete my dex, I transferred a Snorlax in from Gen 3 using Pal Park and then bred for Munchlax. But Pal Park is post-game.
Best way to
meaning
do it.
Getting Munchlax and Snorlax at a reasonably early enough point to use them for your playthrough team is genuinely nearly impossible. If you somehow did this in Gen 4, you're either incredibly lucky or were willing to devote enough time to make it happen. And if you were, frankly, I'm a little scared. And it's such a shame that
Yeah,
this is the case.
fear that
because
person.
Snorlax is amazing. Part scale in Pastoria for Belly Drum, and then it's an absolute monster. Thank you so much for watching. If you missed the
That kind of makes me want to play it. Let me finish my Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire or my Leaf Green playthrough. Then I might start one of those. I kind of want to play Black and White though, because I haven't played that in so daggum long, and I've only played through it once. I don't know why. I got to play through all of them again, especially before bank closes, because I want to get some special event Pokemon. All right, let me know down below, guys. Did you use any of those? I absolutely 100% use Jinx every backup time I go through Kanto. If there's a Jinx in the game, I'm using it. Johto, I also use it. I know it's not till like right before the final gym. Don't care. I love Jinx. If one of my top 10 favorite Pokemon is in the game, I'm going to grab that sucker. All right. Like and subscribe if you like me. Check out MandJTV if you don't. We're going to watch the Team Sky playthroughs soon. Hit me up for that. Also, I'm gonna be starting my first Nuzlocke soon. I'm gonna do some more Nuzlocke research by reacting to some Nuzlocke videos. I got some queued up. We're gonna be good to go. All right, catch me. I come on 5 p.m. most days, unless I don't work that day. Then I'll get on a little bit early, do a little extra, you know. My days do kind of switch around, but sometimes the computer schedules me for the same day, like 4 or 5 weeks in a row. So that's a little bit. Also, we do Marvel Rivals on Fridays. All right. Love and nachos, baby bears. Stay safe, stay hydrated, take care of yourselves, and remember, take care of somebody else. Mwah.